Yo! Welcome back, my friend. Welcome to my humble abode. We're back with the book that made it all happen. It's been a while since we've touched up, but I was reading this morning and I managed to rip like it's fallen to bits. That's how long I've had it. That should show some use. But today we're going to talk about living self-mastery. I'm not going to read it all, obviously. Like I said before, I've just got bits that I've highlighted, and this one I've highlighted a lot because it's very important. Why is it important? Well, this specific chapter alone I've read hundreds of times. I've come back to it. In the beginning of every verse of this book, it reads out Lao Tzu's exact translation. So Wayne Dyer, the author of this book, has translated it from Chinese into English. So I'm going to read out the bit that I've highlighted in the actual verse, which is, mastering others requires force, mastering the self needs strength. If you realise that you have enough, you are truly rich. Moving on to Wayne Dyer's explanation. A Tao-oriented life focuses on understanding yourself, rather than on the thinking and behaviours of others. You shift from the acquisition of information and the pursuit of status symbols to understanding and mastering yourself in any and all situations. Power over others is replaced with an inner strength that empowers you to behave from a wisdom that is inherently the Tao. So basically all he's saying is, don't try and force your will on anyone. I don't mean like, oh, come here, I mean like, don't try and dictate what anyone else thinks about you or about somebody else. Don't interfere. Let them have the judgments. Let them have their beliefs. Let them have anything. All you can do is guide someone. You can't actually control what's going on in someone's brain. Only they can control that. And that is the paradox of this verse. It talks about, don't oppose your will on somebody, just oppose your own will on yourself. Control how you react to situations, because you are the only one that's in control of that. For example, as you realise that you are responsible for your reactions in any given moment, others will cease to have any power or control over you. Rather than worrying, why is that person behaving that way and making me feel so upset? You can see the situation as an invitation to explore yourself from a new attitude of self-mastery. So I'm going to touch upon a little bit of my story with this. 5 years ago, I was the epitome of somebody who let others get to me. Snowflake. I was a bitch. I was somebody who was so hard done by. If somebody said something wrong to me, it'd upset me all day. If somebody didn't like me, I'd want them to like me. And there's only one outcome from that, and that is pure anxiety, pure stress, because I was trying to control somebody else's opinions, thoughts, beliefs. I was trying to put my will upon them, and it don't work. And that's what this verse talks about. You don't need the approval of others or another possession in order to be happy. You must merely understand yourself as a divine piece of the eternal Tao, always connected to that infinite essence. Basically saying you don't need anyone else's validation except your own. You don't need anyone else's good opinions on you. It does feel nice, but on the contrary, when someone's got a bad opinion about you, can't let it ruin you. You can't let it get you down. Shifting to being in charge of yourself offers an imperishable wisdom and a ticket to immortality. Basically, if you realise that you are in control and you are the ultimate decider, the ultimate decision maker in your own life as to what gets to you, what doesn't, you realise that this is like having cheat codes on. Like, there's nothing that anyone can say to me that would bother me, because I love myself. I am so happy with myself. I'm confident, charismatic, good looking. And I believe that. So if somebody calls me ugly, I'm not going to cry about it. Even if it's true, I'm fine with that. Because I don't put my will on others. I let them have their opinions. I forgive them. I realise that I am the same as them. We're all cut from the same cloth. We're all born and we all die. Not better than anybody. I'm just better than myself in the past. Moving on. Focus on understanding yourself instead of blaming others. Shift your mental energy to allowing yourself to be with whatever you're feeling. Let the Tao flow freely, without blaming others for your feelings, and don't blame yourself either. Just allow the Tao to unfold. Tell yourself that no one has the power to make you uneasy without your consent, and you're unwilling to grant that authority to that person right now. Ultimately, you are in control. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear your bullshit. Well, but he said this mean thing to me, and it really hurt my feelings, and my mum hates me. She shouted at me for not washing the dishes, which is something I did. Right. I get in, I'd not washed anything, not cleaned my room. And my mum would have a go at me. I go, oh my God, she hates me. Ruined my day. No. Now, you think of it from a logical standpoint. If you've not cleaned dishes, your mum has a go at you. She's fucking right, all right? You're a piece of shit. Wash up. Someone's bullying you, for example, and it ruins your day, or it ruins your life. You're in control. You see some people who are completely unbothered by this. Some people are so chill. Like myself now. People can say what they want to me and I don't care because I don't give them access. And people really fucking try. You've got to remember this. People will really try, especially in this rage baiting era that we're in. People will really try and test you. They'll try their best to get to you, to get a reaction out of you because they find it funny. But if you don't give them that access, you don't give them that authority, you don't grant them permission to get into your head, get into your inner world, ruin your day, you'll actually find if you change that view of them and you think, yeah, do you know what, I'm fine if you say that about me, that's your opinion. Oh, thanks mate, thanks for your compliment, even though it were a horrible thing to say. What have they got to go off that? You're showing them love when they're showing you hate. What have they got to grasp onto? Nothing. You are in control. You are the ultimate decider of whether things bother you or not. And if you don't let nobody bother you, then no one's going to bother you. And what you'll find is you'll have this aura about you when you act this way. When you act like nothing can faze you except yourself, you choose what bothers you. You choose when to get angry. You choose when to be happy. When you realise you're in control, it's like having God mode on, mate. Focus on understanding yourself. By taking responsibility of how you choose to respond to anything or anyone, you're aligning yourself with the Tao. Change the way you choose to perceive the power that others have over you, and you will see a bright new world of unlimited potential for yourself. Again, same thing as before. If someone says something nasty to you, don't focus on what they said. Focus on how that used to bother you. Like people would say, oh my God, you can see. Can you see these? See? Been bullied all my life for them. But luckily, I learned not to give a fuck about that a long time ago. I used to have a full afro. I'll put a picture on screen. I used to get called noodle head, whatever, and like, when I was a kid, it was like, ooh. But as you grow older, I have seen some people who are fully grown men worked with people who are over 40, over 50. You say one thing wrong to them, and they fucking start on you. Or, you know, they cry about it. They go and tell someone, oh, he said something mean to me. But ultimately, they're in control. And you'd expect a fully grown man or a fully grown woman to know this. But yet some people don't. And some people who are my age have mastered this. It's not an age thing. It's a self-mastery issue. That's what I'm trying to drill into you right now. Catch yourself as you're about to tell others how they should be. Use the opportunity to practice allowing them to learn their own lessons without interference from you. Remind yourself to remain quiet and send loving energy. I've got a cool little story for you. In my old job, not naming names, nothing, but we've had some run-ins with people who are higher up than us. Not just me, many people who I was close with at the time. And I was sometimes the centre of that. And I don't care if you're watching this now, you know it was true. And I used to let it bother me. Towards the end, before I quit that job, before I quit that workplace that was toxic, they used to get the bite out of me every time. But towards the end, they'd say something and I would just smile. I'd just think in my head, you know what? I'm not going to get mad about this. You're obviously picking on me because you love me that much. And I flipped the whole script in my head. I just allowed them to say what they want to say. And I forgive them. I sent love and energy because ultimately it boils down to if someone is going out their way in their long, hard-ass day when they've got this big schedule and they're taking time out of their day to pick on you, say nasty things about you, they have got problems or a vagina. Probably both. Having a vagina is a problem nowadays, especially if you are a male, right? So I just stopped caring. I stopped letting them get to me. And what you'll find when you do this they see that and they think, I can't get a reaction out of him now. So I'm probably going to leave him alone and maybe look inward. Or if you're a real bullying twat, I'll go look for somebody else. And that's usually the case, especially with these managers in these factories who are climbing that corporate hamster wheel. They think they're the dog's bollocks. They walk out of work. They're nothing. They're just fat, ugly, depressed, hate their own lives, so they pick on someone else. Once you really understand that, you stop caring anyway. As I said, at the end of every one of these verses, we have a section that says, do the Tao now. It's basically like an exercise, right? And this one, I had to do many times because I couldn't grasp this verse in one, and now I've read it that many times, it's automatic for me. So today, practice experiencing the unfolding of the Tao with someone who usually causes you distress. You know my example I've just told you. Consciously initiate a conversation with that in-law, ex-spouse, bullying co-worker, or family member, inviting the Tao to flow freely. Notice how, what, and where you feel. Remain warmly and tolerantly in touch with the sensations within your body. Say only this, but mean it with no reservations. I am responsible for what I see. I chose the feelings I experience. So, if you've got someone who's picking on you, if you've got someone whose opinion really matters to you, which it shouldn't, but if you have, do this now. Go and find that person. Strike up a conversation with them. But do not judge. Do not react. Do not fly off the handle. Don't cry. Especially don't cry. And just let them say what they're going to say. And if it's not a nice thing, be in control of your own thoughts, of your own feelings, of your own emotions. Whatever you're feeling, just be aware of it. Don't try and force your will on it. Don't try and change what they're thinking of you. Just have a conversation with them. And if it's not a nice conversation, you just walk away. And you realise there's more to your life than caring about other people's opinions or forcing your will upon someone else. To wrap this up, if you do this, and if you stop giving those people your energy, your mental bandwidth, your mental capital, don't spend any more time worrying about what people think. And since I started doing this is a little bit of my experience. I got rid of so many friends, so many people out of my life, and I attracted all the right ones. I'm obviously here with my best mate, and we don't have no negative talk about each other, unless we're hammering each other as a joke, you know, competition-wise. And I got rid of a lot of friends doing this. They were mainly people I work with, because energy rubs off on you. And if you are around those people who talk negatively about somebody else, you want to get rid of them. Because if you and that person are talking negatively about someone else, it's a very high chance that that person and someone else is talking about you. And once you really deep that, you can fall into the habit of caring, right? Just don't want to be around it, just get rid of it. It's easier said than done. But if you've got no choice but to be around them people, you need to work on all the things I've just said there. Because if not, you're just going to be giving way too much time, way too much energy to other people, and that's not getting you towards your goals, your dream life, anything that you want to do in that moment. It's not going to get you any closer to that. So, it's been a fucking pleasure. I am so fucking passionate about this stuff, and if I can just inspire one person with this video, it'll fucking make my day. So to wrap it up, stop giving a fuck about what people think. Start giving a fuck about how you react, because you are in control, and don't forget that, my friend. So, I'll see you all, room's a mess, in the next one, motherfuckers.